change screens while I get up my interview with, okay, I just have to, Twitter, scene 2, okay, hold on, and, yes, QuickTime Player, okay, here we go. So this is actually an interview I did last week with, hold on, with he's an Iraqi surgeon. He's from Iraq. His name is Dr. Adnan Al-Kenani, and I met him in Istanbul when I was there, joining up with what was supposed to be the emergency flotilla, a huge vessel carrying 5,500 tons of aid that has since been, derailed, and it's still being worked on to go. So without further ado. Okay, this is a recorded interview. Today's June 27th, Thursday, for me here in the US, and it is Friday for Dr. Adnan Al-Kenani, who I met in Istanbul at the end of April, with hundreds of others who arrived there with the intention of boarding a large vessel bound for Gaza carrying 5,500 tons of aid. And needless to say, the mission pretty much got foiled, and work is still being done to have the aid brought to Gaza as part of the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, for which I will be departing from the U.S., the East Coast, next Thursday, July the 4th, to join up with smaller flotillas like I did in 2018 that left Oslo May the 1st and coming down and around, and that will, stopping in various ports along the way, having rallies and meetings and raising awareness until it ultimately will try to dock in Gaza. And it's been going on, the Freedom Flotilla to Gaza, I believe, be 2008 or 9? Dr. Adnan?
Yes. All right. Good morning in our time. It's about 10 o'clock in New Zealand time.
So, you were part of people in Istanbul who were trying to get on this large vessel that was bound for Gaza with all of this aid. And if you can just talk about your interest in the plight of the Palestinians, how you got interested in it, why you're so passionate about it. I guess I'll give you the questions, as we go, so we could just start with those. And it was nice meeting you over there, by the way.
Thanks very much for this opportunity. Actually, it was a teamwork, not only one-man job. We were 3 New Zealand doctors, myself, Dr. Wasfi Shaheen, and Dr. Faiz Ace. 3 of us, we departed Auckland, heading to Istanbul to join the flotilla. Now, what is my interest? It's a long history. It goes back maybe before, what do you call this? You call it kofia, right? Yeah, that's a symbol now for the Palestinians, the kofia. That's right. Yeah, I like it. The word kofia, originally it came from the kofia from Kufa. And Kufa is an ancient city in Iraq. that from where the people got it. And so the kufia basically is from Iraq. So we are Palestinians before from the Palestinian guys use it as a symbol. Yeah, so it's since I was a child actually. I remember I was in intermediate school with the first announcement in 1965. Yeah, when the establishment of the PLO that time, the Palestine Liberation Organization. Yeah, I used to collect the announcement. I was passionate about what's going on. Especially, I know when I was back in, I was in Iraq.
Right. I was going to say, where were you born, right? And you're in New Zealand now.
Yeah, I've been here for 30 years now. Yeah, so the interest started from childhood. I didn't grow with me. So basically, I'm a health professional. So initially, with this recent crisis, actually, we thought in November last year to make a medical team to work on the ground in Gaza. We thought it won't take more than a few weeks to finish, and for the war to end, and then ceasefire. Then we could go and establish our medical team. And the medical team is under this organization, it's Medics International. Yeah, it's based in the States, and we are the New Zealand chapter. So we have a credential from the United Nations, the Socio-Economic Council. And so I started recruiting health professionals. So we have with us medical doctors, different specialties. We have a midwife, we have orthopedic surgeon, intensive care specialist, anesthetist, plastic surgeon. Yeah. And we have the New Jersey headquarters of the Imamia Medics. They sent me this poster to advertise. And that was in November. And we had the Gaza dinner on the 18th of November for raising fund. It was international, actually, raising fund. So we participate here from New Zealand. Yeah, so collected globally about $2 million, $2 million American dollars that went to UNRWA. And it was right in time when few countries they stopped funding UNRWA, including New Zealand, unfortunately.
Can you just say what UNRWA stands for?
Yeah. United Nations. I have to get it there. Sorry. Yeah, it started with no for Palestinian, basically. It was started a long time ago, even when to save the oppressed people or to save as a humanitarian mission. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I could search for it later if you like. And yeah, so that's the official name. But now, after that, we were waiting for the ceasefire to have the medical team land or go to Gaza. But then the new man-made famine came up. That's an urgent case. So, and unfortunately, the ceasefire has not been achieved. So, myself, Dr. Oscar, and Dr. Faiz, we went under the Kiora Gaza. So Roger is the CEO of the organization. So we joined the team for this humanitarian mission. We know that there was little opportunity for us to go on the ground in Gaza to join a medical team. So the main reason is because of this continuous war of this man-made famine. We joined the flotilla.
Have you've been to Gaza?
No, I have not been there actually, but I heard a lot about people who went there. Like Roger, I've been there 3 times, and he encouraged us to go. And also we have few doctors from New Zealand. Dr. Alan Kerr, he's a pediatric cardiac surgeon. He was on and off to Palestine, to Gaza, Ramallah. He done about 800 operations on heart, on kids. He was a very jealous man, actually, with his wife, Hazel, actually. I go to their place and I listen to the story she's giving me. So that encouraged me to go there. Yeah, he's retired now, and there will be a movie, actually, called The Doctor's Wife. So Hazel will talk her story with Mr. Alan Kerr.
So I'm going to share my screen and I'll show one of the links that you had sent me. Yeah, here it is. Share. Okay. So this is New Zealand news. What is it? One News, it says at the top. Yeah, New Zealand One News.
Channel 1.
And it's New Zealand doctor assembles group of medics bound for Gaza. There you are marching in the street, and you're holding, you know, that flyer that you have.
That's right.
And it says a New Zealand doctor hoping to lead a group of Kiwi medics to Gaza has been told it's too dangerous to go right now, but he's assembling a team anyway. And so you're an Auckland plastic surgeon, Iraqi born. Dr. Adnan Al-Kenani is a Kiwi citizen and no stranger to speaking up. Yay for that. During the COVID, you gave advice to New Zealand's Arabic community, and now you have another mission in mind to go to Gaza. Al-Kenani said he would go to Gaza with Imamiya medics, a Muslim equivalent to Doctors Without Borders, and has conscripted 8 so far. So
that time we were 8, and now we are 27.
Oh wow!
That the news was in earlier this year, actually. Yeah.
Oh, you know, since I saw you in April, and you know, the way that I mean, you know, I only understand things, you know, like how I understand things, and you know, and I've looked into and studied and interviewed many people, Miko Peled a long time ago, really briefly, like maybe almost 2 years ago in DC, on my Instagram, and I've read books all about the Israel-Palestine conflict. And you know, genocide of the Palestinians, really, and you know, to try to make this issue confusing when it's really not confusing. It's very straightforward what's going on. So again, since I saw you last in April, I get talk about the pier that they try to put, you know, under the guise of bringing aid to the Palestinians.
Yeah. So you might remember you also interviewed Professor Mazen Qamsiyeh. He wrote books about this story with the resistance in Palestine. Yeah, so it's on and off. It's not something started with the 7th of October, what the media is trying to put in people's minds. It has been there since for 75 years now, on and off. And they correlated to the whoever in control of Gaza but that's actually the question: why the same genocide is going on in the West Bank, or and the threat to the other government, Palestinian government in Ramallah. So it's that's what I think the word that we are using, the genocide, is the right word. It's not something only just political with certain organizations.
And so I'm going to share my screen again and show the Matariki that you were talking about. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a special day today, the 28th of June. It's it marks the beginning of the Maori year, Maori New Year. The Maori are considered the indigenous people in New Zealand. Matariki is it's a cluster of stars that appear this time of the year. It's known also in the ancient history, of course, all over the world. Even in the Greek, they call the Pleiades, the seven sisters, stars. Yeah. So now the people have a break. The last few months is the agricultural season, so they have a break now. It's a beginning of the year, and we remember people who joined us in the last year, Matariki, and they passed away, and we it's a kind of commemorating the souls who have left us, and also to think of what we're going to do in the future. Here in New Zealand, actually, highly respecting the Maori culture.
And so what do you, it's morning over there for you. What are you going to do there today? For the
I think there is a celebration later this afternoon, and I'm watching before we start the Zoom meeting, watching the live program of this the ceremony of the Matariki on the New Zealand TV, a live stream, and I share it with other colleagues of the flotilla. Actually, you enjoy the songs, the Maori songs, the culture, their opinion, their prayer. It's beautiful.
And you said that this is for the indigenous people of New Zealand?
Yeah, exactly. If you compare it with other parts of the world, with other colonization, here we are, the colonizer tried to make it as peaceful as possible. It's not compared to the other people, even next door, Australia. Yeah. Daniel could tell us more about what happened there when the occupier in Australia, they used to hunt the Aborigines, the indigenous people in Australia. Probably the same thing happened in where you are, in USA, the Red Indians. Yeah.
Yeah, what is it about indigenous people that I'm trying to think of what to call them, the powers that be, white powers that be, don't like. I mean, it's just, from my experience, it's like, people that they can, in certain positions, they'll just find any characteristic about another population to just use against them, just to have someone to scapegoat, because either out of fear or just getting to know people. I mean, there's just so much like ignorance. So let me see. I'm going back to the News One, So yeah, talk about New Zealand. Like there's a lot of actions going on over there for the people in Palestine. Like
Yeah,
talk about that.
yeah. The Palestine Solidarity Network actually it's a nationwide organization uh, working hard in different cities. There's program every week. We have I have not missed uh, the rallies actually every weekend and before going to Istanbul. Yeah, even the weekend when the Medics International was busy with we have the international conference here in Auckland, where doctors from health professionals from different parts of the world, doctors, dentists, yeah, nurses. Yeah, so we gathered here for 2 days conference. This is and we. I went with the delegates who came to the conference. We all went to or most of us went to the rally downtown in Auckland. And this happened on yesterday. Day. The photos I sent to the group actually, the rally was at Wellington. Yeah, the capital of Wellington. Was a long caravan of cars came from the north of the North Island down to to Wellington, which is the political capital. Here in Auckland, it is more population, and it's the the city of Sale. So we have more people here and probably more activities than the other cities.
So I'm just going to read a little bit from the News One. It says a midwife has also expressed an interest in joining up. Megan Wilkes said the miscarriage rate in Gaza has gone up 300% since October. Women are dying of blood loss that could be so easily treated with simple medication that are used every day. The application to Gaza includes a list of terms and conditions, among them that you assume the risk of serious physical and mental injury, mental trauma, or death. What are your plans? Are you still planning on trying to join the larger flotilla that was supposed to leave Istanbul?
If I had the opportunity given to me, that's what I like to do. However, parallel to this, I'm working with the Medics International, waiting for ceasefire and to make a medical team to work on the ground. There are, you just mentioned Megan, a midwife. Yeah, she preferred to go there to practice her profession, and that need to be after the ceasefire, and that's what actually the initial plan.
And so now I have on the screen is the Save a Life, Save Humanity crisis in Gaza.
Yeah. That's a theme actually we use in Mamia Medics International. Which is it says here, and whoever saved the life of one, it shall be as if he had saved the life of all mankind, and that's the translation of a verse in Quran.
Yeah, hold it closer.
Yeah. This is the theme we have in Medics International. So we are working all around the world with different chapters. If you remember, last year there was the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. So actually, I was in Syria with a couple of other Medics International just after the earthquake. We went there. There was the flood in Pakistan. A team went there. I was in Christchurch in New Zealand in 2011, just after the earthquake. And we go every year medical mission to Iraq. So this is what we do actually saving life. That's the target, serving humanity.
We have about 4.5 minutes left. If there's anything else you really want to say, so this interview is for my podcast coming next Wednesday on revolution.radio in Studio B. And I call my podcast the Family Industrial Complex. You know, I've been basically trying to advocate for abused children for, many decades. And you really don't know what you're getting yourself into when you try to stand up for abused populations. So that's what draws my interest to the plight of the Palestinians. So anyway, I'm going to be leaving next Thursday and joining up with the flotilla in Spain for a leg up to France. Port to port. 3 days at one port, 3 days on the boat, and then 3 days in the second port, again, which I did in 2018, and in 2014 was the first time I went not on the flotilla, but to Cairo, via airline with Ann Wright, a bunch of other peace delegates that were supposed to arrive and meet in Cairo to bring supplies through the Rafah border, but about 80 out of the 100 peace delegates were either detained or deported or both. And for some reason, just two handfuls of us were able to get in. We tried to get people out of detention. We tried to go to embassies and things like that. And from what I've learned since, Anne Wright had said that, she was kind of instructed by whatever officials in Cairo that we should leave Cairo. So, we ended up, going to like a different part of Egypt. But, I try to encourage people to really fight for abused populations because, when it's your turn, you hope that there's somebody there, for you. Anyway, I thank you so much.
Thank you. And also use this opportunity to thank the community here in New Zealand with the great support that we had in our mission. And the door is open for people to enroll, to come with us, with the Medics International. And the other message is for your audience. Have a look to New Zealand. It's a beautiful country. Take it as a tourist advertisement. It's a very beautiful country, and don't miss this opportunity if you want to come. And
yeah, look at that! Oh my God, gorgeous.
To be honest, when I was overseas, when I was applying to New Zealand, I met a few tourists. At that time, I was in Jordan. Yeah, it was. When I see these photos, I thought, oh, that's propaganda or something. But actually, when I came here, because I came from the desert, a lot of green stuff here. It's amazing country. Yeah, healthy environment. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adnan.
Welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
I look forward to to seeing you in person.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Okay, well, there it is. Dr. Adnan sorry. I don't want to mispronounce it. It's Dr. Adnan Al-Kenani. And I hope to see him again in person. So we have about 7 more minutes before the close of the podcast, and I'm just going to take this time, again, if people would be able to support my Give Send Go, joining Gaza Flotilla. And yes, it's July. The time creeps up real fast. And I want to thank Richard Gage of richardgage911.org. I've known Richard for at least a decade or more now. Time's going by pretty fast. He focused on World Trade Center Building 7, that a lot of people didn't know that fell also on 9/11 of 2001 at 5 p.m. that afternoon, clearly by controlled demolition. I really want to encourage the public to, take responsibility for your life, take responsibility for your future, get active, be a leader, not a follower. I was exposing, speaking out about abuse of authority for decades. We really could have been living in a a nice world by now, had we worked. I did all I could to make a better world, healthy relationship skills. Again, studying psych. Not traditional psych, just able to figure things out. Healthy boundaries, healthy relationship skills. Is it any wonder, that this is the world that we're living in today? When all my life it was so clear, 5 decades ago, that there was no concept of what healthy boundaries were, what healthy relationship skills were, even in families and communities. So the fact that we're living in a world where, hey, Israel and the U.S. and other countries just want to, take land from the Palestinians, hey, we'll just blow them up. No problem. So what if there are millions and millions of people living, in this place already? If we want it, we're just going to take it and completely, exterminate them. And how dare Israelis go on about the Holocaust and just use that as an excuse after all of these decades, when they're doing the same thing and have been before the Holocaust. Before the Holocaust, Israel has been exterminating, evacuating the Palestinians. So they can't use the Holocaust as an excuse. The Palestinians didn't have anything to do with it anyway. So there is a presentation by Richard Gage on YouTube on the Truth Action Project TAP channel, entitled Gaza and the Palestinian-Israeli Conflict, Funding of False Flags, Endless Wars, and Ethnic Cleansing. And also on Vimeo, Gaza, the Astounding Parallels with 9/11. And, so I really appreciate that that Richard Gage, shows the parallels, because that's what, I do, is show the parallels between, one issue, one catastrophe, and another. And if you can understand one issue, you can understand other issues, because it's really not that complicated. I've been studying abusive relationships for decades, how healthy relationships are supposed to work, starting at the scale down level with families, communities, and it basically has just morphed over time to include, and so it's not hard to know where the abusive, dysfunctional family and community came from when you, learn the history of the U.S. and especially its involvement with other countries like Israel, and the confiscation of the natural resource of other countries, and moving in there, stealing their land, and just killing millions of people. It's really really good karma to accrue in this life. So again, thank you. For more information on the flotilla, please go to freedomflotilla.org. Please support Revolution Radio. I know it's a lot of support and debt notes, and we should be expecting the closing music, sorry. And so 7 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, this podcast gets replayed on onegreatworknetwork.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Revolution Radio.